and setting a world record, winning a gold at the Beijing World Champions, and defending his title at the Olympics next year in Brazil. Those are the current goals of the U.S. hurdler Aries Merritt. Before this weekend's Shanghai race, Merritt talked to my colleague He Jian about China's rising hurdling star Xie Wenjun, who won last year's Shanghai event.
You were not so lucky in 2013 and 2014 here in Shanghai, and you pulled out in 13, and in 14 you didn't come because of the injury. So what is your prospect for this event?
Well, my plan is to train for our national championships because as an American, I have to make the team first. I don't have a bye. I did not win Moscow, so I don't automatically go to World Championships, and the U.S. doesn't automatically select athletes to go to the World Championships. So you have to come in top 3 at our nationals. But once I've attained top 3 ranking at our national championships, then I'll focus on adjusting myself to Beijing's climate. I believe that the U.S. team is going to be training in Japan, where we will try to adjust to the climate and before we move on to Beijing.
So you do have the confidence that you can battle out and qualify for the World Championships, right?
Well, it shouldn't be a problem at all, but you know, you never know what happens. It's hurdles. Anything can happen in the hurdles. There's 10 barriers and there's 9 competitors, and whoever's running fast on that given day can win. So,
of course, every top athlete consider that Shanghai leg of the Diamond League is a warm-up to the World Championship in Beijing. So, and are you likely to challenge the world record that you are holding now in Beijing, or maybe next year?
The world record this year, probably not. Next year is an Olympic year. My training will be much different. My diet will be much different. My aspect on the sport will be much different next year because it's an Olympic year. With that said, I do think that in 2016, a chance to see a record may be possible. But this year, we'll see.
For men's 100 meters, Usain Bolt gave the world a lot of surprises, one after another, 968 and 958. So as the current world holder for men's 110 hurdles, how fast do you think you can go? And what is the limit for your sport?
Well, in the 100 meters, a little bit different from the hurdles because the faster you go in the hurdles, the faster the hurdles come up, and the harder it is to negotiate the barrier, and it sets high speeds. When I ran 1280, the hurdles were coming up so quickly that it was very hard for me to stay focused on the next hurdle because they were coming up so quick that like I was losing my bearings, like my form deteriorated towards the end because I was running so fast. The hurdles and the 100 is completely different races. But eventually, I think that in time, we'll see faster and faster performances. We've already started to see them. As a whole, you have the Jamaican who's running fast, who's run under 13. You have the French now who's running under 13. You have myself and Oliver and Richardson and whoever else wants to join the under 13 club. So there's a lot more competition running under the 13 seconds barrier now, and I think that makes for a really interesting race with the hurdles.
Among all the current 110-meter hurdlers, who is your toughest competitor?
You just don't know in the hurdles because it's so random because, again, there's 10 barriers and you just never know. Whoever clears those 10 barriers the most flawless and has the least amount of mistakes is the one that wins. And it's really hard because no one always does it on a yearly consistent basis.
Have you heard about Xie Wenjun here in China?
Yes, I know him.
He is the successor to Liu Xiang, and he also won last year's Diamond League here in Shanghai. What is your comment on him?
I think he's a very, very good talent, and I think it's really good that China has produced yet another hurdler to fulfill Liu Xiang's place. I think that he has a lot of talent, and he's really good, and the sky's the limit. As a hurdler, I feel that your performance gets better with age, and so the older you are, the faster you have the potential of running because the hurdles is a rhythm event and it's an understanding event. You have to understand how to run the hurdles. You have to understand what your rhythm needs to be, and that's why it's such a shame to see Liu retire so early for me because he was just at his prime. But you know, injuries happen and it's unfortunate, and I wish him all the best.
Talking about Liu Xiang's retirement, you were saying that Liu Xiang is still at his prime time, and you are about 5 years younger than Liu Xiang. So judging from that, we can do the simple math. You are actually implying that you won't retire until the 2020 Olympics, right?
That's right. My plan is to retire after, I think it's in Tokyo, so 2020 is when I plan on being done.
So what is your ambition for your whole career? To win 3 gold medals in 3 different Olympics?
In 3 events? 3 would be very, very hard to do. 2 has been done by, I think, 2 other people. So if I do succeed a gold medal at the Olympic Games in Rio, then I'll be in rare company. And then 3, I don't think has ever been done. So if I can complete the, I don't know what it's called.
Grand Slam?
Yeah, Grand Slam. If I can complete a triple threat, who knows? Then I'll be like on legendary status in the hurdles. But one day at a time, 1 year at a time for me.